come to the part of the show where we talk about Star Wars. Now, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. It's something you will get to know throughout these shows because I'll be talking about it a lot. We're going to have a regular segment on it where we talk all things Star Wars. We're only going to try and cover off on one thing at a time, but I'm sure as I get sidetracked all the time on everything, I'm going to bring in a lot of different news and anything that I might have heard about that we can talk about. I will try and stick to some sort of subject matter, but you know, it's me. You'll get to know me anyway. Have fun. So, Star Wars. For those of you who don't know, we have a new movie coming out this December called Rogue One. And it's the second movie that's going to be released from Disney Studios since they've bought Lucasfilm. Last year, we had The Force Awakens, which, amazing film. So good. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. As soon as the Blu-ray came out, I had to have it. I've watched it so many times. Even the music is fantastic. So I do have really high hopes for this film. It's, for those of you might not realize, this isn't a continuation from The Force Awakens. This isn't episode 8. We're not going to be following Rey and Finn and Poe's story anymore. There's not going to be a Kylo Ren in this. None of those guys were even born in this film. Rogue One centers around the story of how they stole the first Death Star plans, how those plans got into the hands of Leia. So in the first film, well, the fourth film, but it's the first film we saw, A New Hope, when Darth Vader is tracking down Princess Leia. When we see the Corellian Corvette go up into the big, huge Star Destroyer and Darth Vader comes onto the scene, awesome. By the way, Darth Vader, yeah. So, this is going to be everything that precedes that moment. We're going to see how they got those plans to Leia. What happened to those people who found those plans. It's going to show a little bit more of the rebellion before we see it from Luke's point of view. This film, they're not going to be straying too far away from the normal Skywalker tale because this is going to lead directly into it. You could almost call it a prequel of sorts, and don't freak out. It's not going to be like those god-awful prequels that we got before, and if you like them, I'm really sorry, but they're horrible. So, sorry. They're horrible. Really. Just awful. Awful films. But I still love Star Wars. If you want to watch those on decent versions, watch these things called the Anti-Cheese Edit. They're actually really good. They're actually not horrible. It's hard to make that really good, but they're not horrible. They get rid of Jar Jar Binks. That's good. Someone should get like a humanitarian award for that because it's Jar Jar Binks. Ugh. Anyway, where was I? Rogue One. So you could call it a prequel of sorts, but it's not really your classic prequel because it doesn't deal with the Skywalker tale. It's not going to be dealing with lots of Jedi. The only person with the Force that we know of so far in this film is going to be Darth Vader. So that was meant to be a big reveal. We all knew Darth Vader. Anyone who's been following along with this knew Darth Vader would have to be in it because, you know, it's Rogue One and it leads directly into this storyline. And we do know that Darth Vader was having something to do with the overseeing of the Death Star being created. So you can imagine, you know, he should be in this film. I don't know how much he'll be in it, but, you know, he is in this film, which is just so cool. Like, Darth Vader, man. Like, old girl. Darth Vader. Wish Darth Vader was my dad. I would have totally taken over the universe with him. Anyway, Darth Vader. So, Darth Vader is going to be in this film, and we did get that final reveal in the latest trailer at the end of it, and it was such a cool trailer. Watch that trailer, watch the Rogue One trailer, it's awesome. Like, it's got the music, it's got the Star Wars music, but it's slightly different than usual, and it's like, it's just darker, and it's cool, and then at the end, Darth Vader. Darth Vader, y'all! So, Darth Vader is going to be in this film. The other really cool thing about this movie, it's going to be more of a war film. So they've actually stated like this is Star Wars, and it's going to show you more of that aspect. It's going to be more of the rebellion versus, like, not the birth of the rebellion as such, but maybe the solidification of it, because the rebellion has been around for quite a while. Now, this is going to show more of the tale of how they're starting to coalesce into the force that they became. And even if you watch episode 4, you'll see the rebellion is still quite small. They're well equipped at that point. They even make a point of saying that in the film. But they're small, but they grow bigger and bigger as time goes on. Hope to the start of The Empire Strikes Back, you can already see they're a lot more powerful. They've been growing in numbers. And then by the Return of the Jedi, the fleet that goes and attacks the Death Star, it's much bigger. It's a big fleet. Like, they become a serious force by then. But in this one, I think it's going to show they're still a bit ragtag. It sounds like they're going to be recruiting. They're trying to get new members, new people to join to try and fight against the Empire. And some of the scenes you see in this, it's just, oh, it looks so good. Rogue One: A Star Wars Story comes out on the 15th of December, and I cannot wait. I will be in line. It is my most anticipated film left for this year.